Do you ever feel so overwhelmed with life that nothing matters? If you've felt defeated by your problems, helpless against your circumstances, or hopeless for your future, then you know how painful and paralyzing it can be when you think life has no meaning. We all have days when we question why we do anything, or wonder if it's worth trying because nothing matters anyway. But in those moments, it's important to remember that feeling this way is normal, and not a sign of weakness. In fact, it can be an indication that something very important isn't right and deserves your attention. The question is, what can you do about it? Before we dive into the video, please take some time to subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into it. Why does life feel meaningless sometimes? According to psychologists, this feeling often stems from unresolved issues related to burnout, unmet needs, identity confusion, loss, grief, and unfulfilled goals. But another less discussed cause is the constant pressure we face today to be productive, successful, and happy. Ironically, the pressure to strive for success and happiness can actually lead us to experience burnout and meaninglessness. When we become obsessed with achieving external markers of success, we may neglect our internal sense of purpose and values. The relentless pursuit of more can leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled, making us wonder if there's more to life than just chasing external rewards. When we lose sight of our core values and neglect our inner selves, we may start to feel like we're just going through the motions, living on autopilot without any real direction or meaning. Feeling like nothing matters can also be a sign of stagnation or lack of growth. When we feel stuck in a rut, or like we're not progressing towards our goals, it can be easy to feel demotivated and lose sight of our purpose. It's natural to want to move forward in life, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal growth. But sometimes we get stuck and feel like we're not making any progress. This lack of movement and change can leave us feeling uninspired and uncertain of our next steps, which can contribute to a sense of meaninglessness. Sometimes this feeling can be a response to significant changes or transitions in our lives. For example, graduating from school, getting married, or starting a new job can all be major milestones that leave us feeling uncertain of what comes next. These transitions often come with a lot of expectations and pressure to succeed, which can be overwhelming and lead to feelings of uncertainty and meaninglessness. In these times, it's important to remember that it's okay to feel uncertain and to take the time to explore our options and figure out what we want to do next. Another reason why life may feel meaningless at times is that we're not living according to our values or pursuing what's important to us. When we're focused on external pressures and expectations, we may lose sight of what truly matters to us. This can lead to feelings of disconnection and meaninglessness as we feel like we're not living authentically or pursuing our passions. It's important to take the time to reflect on our values and priorities, and to make sure that we're living in accordance with them. This can help us feel more connected to our purpose and feel like our life has meaning. Finally, sometimes feeling like nothing matters can be a cry for help from our brains or a way of coping with overwhelming emotions. Our brains are incredibly complex, and sometimes they need our help to process difficult emotions or experiences. When we feel like nothing matters, it can be a sign that we need to take some time to process our emotions and experiences. This can involve journaling, talking to a therapist, or simply taking some time to reflect on our thoughts and feelings. By taking the time to process our emotions and experiences, we can better understand ourselves and find meaning in our lives. Why does motivation disappear? When we feel stuck or like nothing matters, it's natural for our motivation to disappear. Here are a few reasons why motivation disappears. Lack of clarity. When we don't have a clear sense of direction or purpose, it can be hard to find the motivation to take action. Without a clear goal to work towards, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and to give up before we even get started. Unrealistic expectations. Setting unrealistic expectations for ourselves can also kill our motivation. When we set ourselves up for failure by setting unattainable goals, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. This can lead to feelings of frustration and self-doubt, which can make it hard to stay motivated. Fear of failure. Another reason why motivation can disappear is fear of failure. When we're afraid of failing, we may be less likely to take risks and try new things. This fear can hold us back and prevent us from reaching our goals. Burnout. Burnout is another major cause of lost motivation. When we're feeling exhausted, drained, or disillusioned, it can be hard to muster up the energy to pursue our goals. Burnout can lead to feelings of apathy and hopelessness, which can make it difficult to find the motivation to keep going. Lack of support. Not having the support of others can also contribute to lost motivation. When we don't have the encouragement and help of those around us, we may be more likely to give up in the face of challenges. It's important to have a support system in place when we're working towards our goals. How can you move forward when nothing matters? When nothing matters, it's easy to feel paralyzed and unsure of what to do next. But here are a few ways to move forward when you feel like giving up. Take care of your basic needs. When nothing matters, it's important to take care of your basic needs such as food, sleep, and hygiene. These are the fundamental things you need to survive and function. And when you're struggling, they're often the first things to go. But by taking care of your basic needs, you're giving yourself the best chance of getting through this difficult time. Make small goals. When you're feeling stuck, it can be helpful to set small goals for yourself. These don't have to be big, lofty goals that you may or may not achieve. Instead, focus on small, achievable goals that you can complete each day. This will help you build momentum and a sense of accomplishment, which can lead to bigger goals. Break tasks down. Breaking tasks down into smaller steps can also be helpful when you're feeling unmotivated. When you're feeling stuck, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed by the size of a task. So break it down into smaller steps that are more manageable. This will help you make progress and give you a sense of accomplishment along the way. Practice self-compassion. When you're feeling stuck, it's important to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge that everyone gets stuck sometimes. Don't beat yourself up for not being productive enough or not achieving your goals. Instead, focus on moving forward one step at a time. Seek professional help. If you're struggling to move forward, don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can provide the guidance and support you need to work through your feelings of hopelessness and develop strategies to help you move forward. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Take small actions. When you feel like nothing matters, it can be difficult to take action. However, even small actions can make a difference. Try setting small goals for yourself each day, such as getting out of bed, taking a shower, or reading a few pages of a book. These small actions can help you build momentum and motivation. Remember that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Focus on your values. When you feel like nothing matters, it can be easy to lose sight of your values and priorities. Take some time to reflect on what is important to you and focus on that. This can help you find meaning and purpose even in small things. Ask yourself questions like, what do I believe in? What do I care about? And what do I want to stand for? Your answers can guide you towards actions that align with your values and give you a sense of direction. Practice gratitude. When you feel like nothing matters, it's easy to focus on the negative and feel ungrateful. However, practicing gratitude can help you appreciate the positive aspects of your life and find meaning even in difficult times. Make a list of things you're grateful for each day, no matter how small they seem. This can help you shift your mindset and find beauty in everyday moments. Connect with others. When you feel like nothing matters, it can be easy to isolate yourself. However, connecting with others and building relationships can provide support and help you find meaning in your life. Reach out to friends and family members, join a support group, or volunteer in your community. Building connections with others can give you a sense of belonging and purpose. Live in the present moment. When you feel like nothing matters, it can be easy to dwell on the past or worry about the future. However, living in the present moment can help you appreciate the now and find beauty in everyday life. Practice mindfulness by focusing on your senses and surroundings. This can help you find joy and meaning in the present moment and remind you that even small moments can be beautiful. Remember, when you feel like nothing matters, it's important to be patient with yourself and take small steps towards healing and growth. With time and effort, you can find meaning and purpose in your life again. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please leave a like and share it with others who might benefit from it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel.